Recently, Excalibur received a news tip that the jewelry stand in York Lanes was paying its employees well under the current minimum wage of $9.50 an hour. A former part-time employee told Excalibur she only made $5.50 an hour when she worked there from 2006 to 2007, more than $2 below the minimum wage at the time. I went undercover to find out whether these unlawful business practices were still occurring. I created a false resume to protect my identity and showed up to the jewelry kiosk with the presumable intentions of looking for a part-time on-campus job. I met Priya, the supervisor whose family owns the jewelry stand, Baba Ji Jewellery, and inquired if she was looking for extra help. Priya let me know that she would get back to me if a position came up. 2 days later, I showed up once again to see if Baba Ji's had a position available. Hesitantly, Priya told me that she did need extra help, yet noted that she had negative experiences with employees in the past who had stolen from the kiosk. She informed me that the job was on an on-call basis and the shifts were from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. She said she could pay me $60 cash at the end of each shift and asked me to come in the following week. At the end of the 3-hour training shift, I went home with a shift scheduled for the following day and received no training pay. I also went home concerned about how this story might affect Priya and her business. I recognized that while Priya's business was exploiting the students who worked for her, her business was struggling financially too. On Tuesday, February the 9th, I got up at 7 a.m. and arrived for my first shift at 10 a.m. Priya called me once during my shift and at the end of it to check up on how I was doing. She specifically was concerned about how many sales I had made. At the end of the day, I was only paid $60 for 8 hours of work, when legally I was entitled to $76 for my labor. Priya explains why she was unable to pay more.
All I can say to you is, as you can see, yesterday when I was training her, I only made 100, less than 100 actually. And today when she worked, she made barely 200. I have to pay rent. I have to pay back whatever I bought the merchandise for. So it's just a reality that I cannot pay her more than I'm making.
At the end of my shift, I closed up the kiosk and hoped that the exploitation of student workers would come to an end.